Why do you believe what you believe? Because at some point in your life, you trusted the information that somebody was giving you. And that someone you trusted told you that a car was a car, a tree was a tree, a bird was a bird, the blue stuff above you is the sky. And that's the way that we began to determine what we believe to be a fact. Most of the things that we believe to be a fact in our lives are told to us through our stories or the news that we hear. So my question would be, if they were deceiving you with the stories they tell you, would you be able to recognize that?
Hey everybody, it's that time of the week again. It is Tuesday. Thanks for tuning in to The Way We See It. I am one of your hosts, Blaze Man. And I'm going to be bringing on the rest of the gentlemen right now. And Mr. D,
Hi, Blaze.
Mr. Donald,
Hello.
and the one and only, ladies and gentlemen, him and his crazy bell, Mr. B. What's going on, boys?
Second to the how you gonna keep them down on farm after they've seen Perry. Good evening, gentlemen. How you doing?
Good, Mr. B.
Hold
What
on,
are
hold
you on?
I'm on a circular pillow cooling my hemorrhoids.
Right.
All right, all right.
All right, so it's good to see all you guys tonight. Hope everyone had their extra day off of work. You know, and I hope everyone thought about a veteran. Before we started eating a hamburger. That's all I got to say to that matter. Um, I certainly know that if I was out there fucking running and gutting, and yeah, I know that shit doesn't sit and stay with a soldier. Once the shit's fucking hitting the fan, the saying. But I'm sure that's one of the reasons why they fought. So yes, Americans can fucking have their hot dogs and hamburgers and things to that nature. Um, with uh, who's talking in the background?
Not me.
That's me, man. I'll mute.
Okay, so with that being said, Donald, you bumped up an
Yes.
H right off the bat there, buddy. What's on
I,
your
I just
mind?
I just really like to get a myth out about when people think shit hits the fan in a war zone. Do you really think someone's worried about what the fuck's going on back home?
Yeah,
Because
that's why I
I
said it.
I could tell you what I experienced was I need to get my shit together. I'm gonna die on this fucking soil.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
just I wish people would stop
Absolutely.
trying to play it so
Well,
much. It's
I
not
I
that.
I think that
There's
a
a lot of other shit that
majority
goes
of
through
the
your
people
mind.
that think that way, you know, I mean, because you signed a contract with the United States of America to join the armed forces, so kind of like says it in a contract type of deal. I don't know. I said earlier that that was the last thing any soldier uh, was thinking about. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry if I'm
Okay,
fucking things up, but that's basically what I
okay,
said. So,
okay, but I just
um,
yeah.
Mr. Crowley, go ahead. You're muted.
Mr. B is next, sir.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
All right then.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you were talking about things having to do with things that happen with when the shit hits the fan when people are out in the battle zone, and I'm forced to think of my now beloved, now late great uncle Adolf, who was in a liberator over Germany, and I remember the story about him. He was one of the people that looked through the bomb sites and pushed the button and dropped the bombs and so forth. And they were getting ready to line up and bomb this one area. And as I was looking through, he looked out like a side window or something like that, and I saw a German flak burst went off underneath a plane that was near him that had a very good friend of his on it, and it had done that just as they had opened up their bomb bay doors, and it was kind of a direct hit on the bomb load, and the plane that was there just literally pulverized, and he was just shocked that the man and his whole crew were just gone in an instant, as if they had never been there. And I think about that story often. And if you ever want to hear, you ever think about something when the shit hitting a fan, I can't think of a better experience to describe that. And watching your own friend vaporize.
Yeah. Yes. And sad. Oh man, I don't even know where to go with this, man. You know,
Kind of puts
we
things in
learn all.
perspective as people want to go to
No.
beaches and have barbecues and do nothing
I
better.
didn't.
Oh no,
But I'm.
you're gonna get an opinion from two veterans today just on this matter when we get to the depth limit ceiling. And I didn't think the show was gonna go this route, but I can definitely dig it. I just want to comment on one thing, Mr. B, and it's not a comment, it's basically a time machine I see happening with the military. And no, don't get defensive
No,
with
not at
this,
all.
Mr. B.
Please go ahead.
No, you don't know. You see, you gave that little history lesson that happened during World War II of friends getting pulverized. We have them stories from our Afghani guys, our Iraqi guys, and other. No, but the reason why I'm saying it is that, wow, you went back 70 years, dude. Probably more than that. I got 75. That was the last anniversary. And it hits you and shit. You see our kids with their German Shepherd service dogs and stuff. And I think that'd be a great time for the public to educate kids why that soldier, warfighter, operator has that dog, because maybe he did see his friends get pulverized, but let me get back to what I really wanted to get to is when you made the term liberator. Wow, that just blew my mind. Liberator.
That was the name of the plane.
But no, the soldiers them times from the European communities, France, Germany, and stuff. They didn't call they called the soldiers, but they were also highly recognized as the liberators of the world, man. But going to a time machine now, we're not called that anymore. And the reason why I think, and I'm going very deep with this, the reason why American soldiers ain't called liberators compared to the old term soldiers is because we haven't fought another battle that we really need to go to. And I'm just going to leave it at that. And I thank you for that opening statement, Mr. B.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank God, because World War II is all the fucking world wars we want to fight. You know what I mean? And that's why, a lot of people go back to it because, God forbid, you know what I mean? Hitler didn't get the job done. You know what I mean? I mean, you had the country of Germany fighting everybody else. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yes,
well,
sir.
they had the French, you know, and who else? Who else, Mister B, was on their side? I forgot. They had the
They
French.
weren't on the French were not on the German side,
No, no,
but
no.
not by
I know that,
choice.
Mister B.
The
Not by
Vichy
choice.
government was, but the Japanese, the Italians
Yeah,
were
the
there.
Italians, them bastards. Yep.
Okay,
Mussolini.
the
Yep,
the
Mussolini.
Swiss remained neutral and Spain remained neutral as well.
Right.
But there were other places such as the Dutch, although they were occupied or whatever else, uh, mainly did go along with the Nazi way means of government and their beliefs. And just about any place else that they went into that they sort of glommed in. I mean, look, they sucked in Czechoslovakia because they said, well, there was the Sudetenland first off was theirs, and then they just took the whole thing in, and from there after that they snookered old
Right. Yeah.
what's
We'll
his
get
name there.
into World War II another time, Mister B. I don't mean to. I'm not trying to be rude, sir, and cutting you
No, you're
off,
not
but
at all, not at all.
because I think if we stay with it, we're gonna stay with it. You know what I mean?
Right, right,
And
right.
another note. I don't know if anybody out there seen or heard. You know, the Chinese are trying to get ballsy like the Russians are now. Okay, one just flew. A Chinese jet just flew right enough in front of a U.S. surveillance plane, enough to create turbulence. You know what I mean? So, uh, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Everybody's getting a little bit of balls now all of a sudden. You know what I mean? Um, but that was that piece. Hey, local news for me, everybody. I'm sorry, local news for me, and because there's quite a few people that watch our show locally. Um, right on Globe Four Corners, man. The car wash. Dude shot and stabbed this woman in the car, right in the damn bay. Right in the car wash bay. You know, he ran.
Shots fired.
He ran. He turned himself into the Tiverton police. They had him in Newport Court this morning, and then they shipped him right to Fall River right after that court thing was done there, and they got him on surveillance doing it. I mean, the dude's going to jail for the rest of his life.
And do we know what the reasoning was for this?
Ex-boyfriend. She had a restraining order against him and all that shit like that. From what I know and what I hear, she was there washing the car. This was in broad daylight. It wasn't at night, like a late night thing where he pulled in with her. This was broad daylight at 12:30 in the afternoon. Okay, and D knows what kind of traffic that area is like around 12:30 in the afternoon on a weekday.
Yes, sir.
So yes, well, he is in custody, and that's pretty much it for me. And
Hey, Blaze. But I'm pretty sure it was an act of passion of the heart. And in Texas, if you can prove a passion of the heart act, they set you free, sir.
no,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this woman did this.
you got
Well,
to elaborate, bro.
I need to do a little research on
All
it, but
right, go
I've
ahead.
heard of
Go ahead,
the
but I'm
passion
coming
of the
back to you
heart.
about that. I'm coming back to you
Uh,
on that. Okay. So Donnie,
no, that's
while you're on, you're going like a madman and doing what you do on the debt ceiling stuff. I might just come in at you real quick and get back to this situation. Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay.
With that being said, uh, Mr. Donnie is going to
Demon.
open up. Let's talk debt ceiling, guys. Let's do it.
Go
yes,
ahead, Demon.
yes, sirs. All right. So The latest on the U.S. debt ceiling deal. Whew. So, do we want to talk about? Because I was thinking about how I was going to present this to you guys. Do you want to talk about the people it's affecting and the people that are responsible for them people affecting? Do you want to wash that can out, or do you want to
We
go
can
to what the bill
just wash it
consists of?
all. Just wash it all, man.
Whew,
Let's
there's a
just
lot
do
to
it.
swallow, man.
Yeah, I know.
There's a
But,
lot.
Pick a lane.
There's
Let's
a
go.
lot to. Yes,
exactly.
sir.
Thank you,
Ooh,
Donnie.
you just told me to pump the brakes.
I told you to pick a lane. Pick a lane and go because we waiting on you. Let's go.
Now let me go with the middle lane. Middle lane. McCarthy and Biden. Obviously, they got a good relationship and all this stuff, and I really believe that this will pass, but with some bullshit and some bipartisan assistance. And the reason why I am so concerned about this, because let me back up on this, man. So in January 6th, the whatever you want to call it, the invasion of the Capitol, we were
January
running
6th, bro.
Yep. An underground radio, and I made a very hostile and emotional response by saying, good for them. It was kind of funny seeing them in masks, because they don't know what it is, Now coming back to now, they are, and the Republicans. I mean, we got some good deals out of this, but the Republicans are blocking some of this shit on the House. We're not even talking about the Senate. We can bust the Senate because the Democrats are sold on that. I'm not worried about. The only talk that you're hearing is that these fucking people, these Republicans, this caucus, that caucus, are not down with it because they don't feel a better deal. And I'm like, whoa, boy, you're dealing with my fucking pay now. My fucking pay. And what fucking kills me is that these motherfuckers try to play with my retirement pay because I don't get all the credibility of, an election being called sir. I had to work for it. And just like the rest of the panel has too. But no, they're playing with their little itsy bitsy weetsies. Man, fuck that, man. Social Security, veterans, and then military pensions. And don't forget, there's a lot of government employees. Hey, fuck it. If you're not going to pay me, my fucking congressman better not be getting paid. And Donnie, go ahead, man. I know you want to tear me down.
I'm going to tear you down as far as I agree with some of the stuff about the paycheck. Yeah, you messing with my money, homie. I know. Yeah. That's just how it is. You go mess with their money, then all of a sudden things we get investigations and we get all this craziness going on. But lest we forget, what about those people that got 2 government checks coming in because they worked them, Vietnam fellas, they did their time in the service, they went right into GS job and then they did another 20, 30 years in GS system. You messing with their money. That's more than about 10% of the U.S. population. So my thing is this: if you're going to squabble, this stuff's going to get passed in some BS LGBTQ plus BLM, social groups, or on the Democratic side are going to get some things. Some people on the Republican side are going to get some things that are probably some absolute bullshit when it comes to law. And all the difference in between is the middle class. We're going to pay the price for it all. We're going to pay for it in more taxes or less, hours. We're going to pay for it somehow. And what really kills me is how they'll sit there in their face. And they did this in 2011, I believe it was. When we got back, we didn't get paid one time when we still on active duty. And they did this bullshit where they said, hey, we ain't going to take a pay raise for the next 5 years. This is what they did in their budget crunch. But at the end of those 5 years, they got their back pay on their raise for cost of living. Plus, the 2.5%, 4.5%, 5% or whatever they was going to give you. They got it all back at one time. So yeah, they held off for a little bit, but they're going to take care of themselves in this bill. And what really aggravates me though is we finally had some bipartisan talk. Everybody clamoring about Democrats, Republicans coming together, do some work. They go do some work, and now we're pissed off at them. You got the guy from North Carolina. He wants to start procedures to oust McCarthy because he don't like the deal or he don't like what's in there. Well, shit. What you want him to do at this point? We asked them to do the job. They did the job. Now you're going to bicker amongst each other and not do your job?
Yeah.
What the?
Yes, sir.
What the hell? Then why are you
It's
there?
looking like a garden party here, boys. You can't please everyone, so you got to please yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's not the way the system was built.
No kidding. The problem is you've got humanity you have to deal with. You've got the human mind. You've got tempers, temperatures, jealousies, vendettas, and every other damn thing that goes on has to do with the human spirit. When you get two opposing sides or more in the same room together trying to accomplish one common goal.
Those are called negotiations. I mean, what the hell's the problem?
If you're lucky.
Yeah, exactly. But that's my whole problem with it is they're going to go and pass this shit. They're going to squeeze some new laws in, take care of themselves, as Mr. B says. And then the middle class, we're going to pay for it all via taxes. I'm glad they're going to try to up the Social Security taxes up to $400,000. That's a good thing. I don't understand why that wasn't, that's so hard for some people. That's going to generate a lot of money. There's some good stuff in it, and it's all, focus-based. But once again, we're in a budget crunch, and never do we talk about cutting foreign aid. We don't talk about that because there's a lot of money that's going overseas that we could probably use to take care of ourselves. and what aggravates me
and Donnie, on that point, sir, we're going to go to a little video here real quick, but that's what makes the whole situation even more vile. And I don't know vile for what. I don't want to say violence because I don't roll that way. But shit, if we keep going like this, we won't be there. We won't be a nation in 100 years. Hell no. We'll self-destruct.
Mr. B, how long you give us?
Roman Empire lasted some 400 years. I'm seeing things going on here that happened towards the ends of the Roman Empire. If we don't pull ourselves out of the nosedive that we're in, and world situations keep the way they are, I give it another maybe 30, 40 years.
Okay. I was going to say about 50 because we're self-imploding all the time. They're going to finance this. This is what's really funny. They raised the debt limit. So you took debt and you're using that to finance and pay for other debt. That's financial no number one, ain't it? When you go
I've been saying for at least the last 10 years, every time this situation comes up, I have been saying, let it happen. Default. It's going to happen anyway. Why you keep putting it off and adding to it? It's like somebody with a credit card, the credit card company not having sense enough to shut the damn thing off. Well, no, they're never going to be able to pay this back, but here, we're going to give them more credit anyway. Go ahead. Spend it up. Sure, why not?
Not as long as you make the minimum, right?
What do we got?
Yeah. Congressman Chip Roy. Congressman, welcome. Good to be with you, Mike. From Speaker McCarthy's op-ed in the Wall Street Journal, quote, with the introduction of the Fiscal Responsibility Act, we are changing the direction in Washington with a responsible debt limit increase that cuts spending, saves taxpayers money, and restores growth to the economy. Perhaps the most historic and foundational change is cutting spending year over year for the first time in over a decade. How do you respond?
Well, first of all, let's all raise one to the fallen today here on Memorial Day. And second of all, to my friends, Kevin McCarthy and others, look, As I said during the speakers battle in January, sometimes you got to break some glass in this town. So we'll move past this. We all have thick skin. But at the end of the day, I just disagree. We came together and were unified a month ago, and we passed something that was meaningful. $1.5 trillion debt ceiling increase for very substantive changes to the fiscal direction of this country. We are barreling towards unlimited debt in this country. We're just barreling towards an infinite amount of debt. And we've got to stop that. The American people didn't send me here to just do what the defense establishment, the spending appropriators all want to do in this town, which is spend money we don't have. And respectfully, all this does is bends a curve off of a pre-COVID or a post-COVID curve, right? Instead of pre-COVID levels, we are now going up the post-COVID curve, and we're flattening it out, basically freezing spending for 2 years for a $4 trillion debt increase. My constituents at home do not want that, so I'm going to be making that loud and clear to my Republican colleagues that this is not a deal that we should be taking.
Here's some of the argument for voting for the package when it gets to the House floor.
More than 95% of all those in the conference were very excited.
If you vote against this package, you don't get something better. I mean, some of these people may be very new to politics, and they don't understand that when you vote no, you make yourself irrelevant, and then you end up with Democrats getting more votes on this sort of thing.
What about that argument?
Yeah, well, first of all, the 95% number, I mean, I'm already counting some votes, and it ain't 95% of the Republicans. And when you have a cheerleader session on a Saturday night on Memorial Day weekend saying this is the deal, take it or leave it, that's going to be what you hear. To this point about, oh, well, what are you going to do? I heard that during the speakers fight, remember? I mean, half the folks on Fox were beating the snot out of us saying, these guys are crazy. And by the end of the week, the American people are with us because we were standing up for them against the swamp. I heard it with all due respect to former Speaker Newt Gingrich, to a whole bunch of the folks on this network. And we stood up. We stood up for the American people, and we want to do that now. There's going to be a block of us that are a no. And I hope that more Republicans will join with us and stand up. I would like to say that we should kill this. We should move forward. We should pass a short-term debt ceiling change. We should sweep the COVID money, sweep the IRS money, buy some time for Janet Yellen, and let's do it right. Let's not lift the debt. $4 trillion. Again, I want to repeat that for America. $4 trillion. We are going to have an uncapped, actually, debt ceiling that will equal $4 trillion that expires in a lame duck on January 1st, 2025. And for that, we do not get substantive policy reforms on any of the green tax subsidies, the corporate cronyism. We don't get any changes with respect to the other things in terms of the student loans, right? We're not getting rid of the student loans. We're punting that to the courts.
Yep.
Donald, what says you, buddy? Aye, did you muted?
Hot damn it!
Sorry. I heard different on the college loan thing. See, this is where I really don't know what to trust in the news and the media, because I heard the college loan pause, that's gone come like August 1st or something. That's what I read.
I have heard the same too, bud. Yes.
As far as the green subsidies, there was stuff to, let them lease more land and do some stuff there so we can get the manufacturing back, because we need that. I don't know about the 95%. I'm pretty sure there's nothing there, but I mean, this sounds like a typical negotiation. We're going to stand firm, and we're going to see if you guys buckle, and then let's see if the other side doesn't buckle. And then come 6 June, if we don't pay our bills, well, then we don't pay our bills.
Mr. D.
Mr. Crowley. That's my name today.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. The other.
But at the end of the show, I want to give a reason. Mr. Crowley was a soldier that I learned quite a bit my first year in the Army. So I'll talk about him later. Negotiations. You bring that up, Donnie, and I'm like, yes, negotiations. But you know something? For the sanity of this nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, do not fuck with seniors. Do not even put them in the conversation. You shut everything going out. Donnie, I could still fucking work. But don't. But that's the greatest generation that's dying away. And they're worried about an $1,800 check with Chip Roy, because anybody ready to defend them, I'm ready to knock them down. Um,
I don't know who that is.
yeah, well, that's an ugly play, Donnie. That's an ugly
What are you
play.
talking about? What
That
play?
the what did he say? Using seniors, using veterans as fucking fodder for their conversations
Collateral.
fodder in their battle for this depth to throw us up there. And yeah, I did a little for this country, but the seniors paid already, man. And then you put that there. This affects them, man. You may not see it because you don't live around it or anything like that, but get out there and talk. Wow. Seniors, wow, that is fucking sad for a nation to do that. Fuck a veteran, because veterans are used to getting fucked. But seniors, you're going to threaten them with a paycheck? And you got, like Mr. B and Mr. Don, he said, you got money just rifling out this country and we can't even take over our own? Oh, and newsflash, I'll send you the, and I'm going to close out with this. I'll send you the picture. The damn Patriots plane was landed here on Fort Bliss on the DAG. The DAG is a departure arrival group area where planes come in and out, personnel. Migrants.
Yes, sir.
Migrants. They're moving migrants by planes now. We all know that. And watch the news up there. Maybe Kraft will get some slack, or maybe he'll get some harassment. And I'll stay with that. Now I want to send the pictures. Picture.
All right, man.
Okay,
That
so
was, I appreciate that. Donnie?
I just we talk about what these politicians do and all that, but once again, that soldiers, veteran affairs, Social Security, Medicaid, what other government, SNAP, those are the four big ones. As far as government spending, that or defense spending too for the military, that's the first things that go, and it's been that way for decades. So why do we get so surprised and pissed off about it anymore? You know what's going to happen?
Okay.
Somebody has the heart, and nobody's going to understand this. I'm pretty sure, because me being who I am, and that you mess around with some veterans' pay, and we've all talked about veterans make up 7% of this population. 7%, close to 7%, and it's all walks of life, all colors, every color in the rainbow that you want to talk about, every sex, gender, whatever you want to talk about. They've all served. They're serving now. They served in the past. They're going to serve in the future. But understand, you start messing with veterans to a point. You think January 6th is bad. I think you're going to have a whole lot more on your hands than you even know what to do with, because those people know how to use the weapons that they're carrying with them. They know how to use them effectively and discreetly. So it's just a ploy. It's just a ploy to get people to have a heart and make somebody come to the table. That's what it does time and time again. It makes the other side come to the table and actually talk.
Why do you keep invoking January 6th? January 6th was nothing but a staged hunk of horse shit. Okay,
exactly.
It was.
Exactly.
It was a staged hunk of horseshit.
Exactly. Exactly. That's my point, Mr. B. That's
when
my point.
people finally have had enough, when they finally had enough, you're not going to see people going around and sticking their feet up on desks or whatever else.
No.
You're going to go see people over there, and it is going to be scorched fucking earth. Okay?
That's my point.
And they're not going to stop at office buildings or whatever else.
No.
They're not going to stop until they have physically rounded up the people that are responsible for putting the country into this piss poor condition.
Thank you.
And let the bloodletting begin. It's going to happen.
Oh, I know it is. That's my point, Mr. B. Everybody in the media brings up January 6th. It was this seditious and it was this crazy atmosphere. And oh my gosh, that shit. That ain't nothing. That ain't nothing of what could happen to you.
Pelosi and her righteous indignation and her stupid crap and what all stuff and shifty shit and all the rest of them. They don't know their ass from their elbow.
No, but they know how to fatten their pockets through legislation. So that's going to happen, and all the way we just get to say and hang out.
All this time that I know through history, and I know an awful lot about history, I still don't know any dead man or woman or whatever else you want to call it for you woke people I don't know any one of you that knows how to take it with you when you're dead.
No.
I'll get on my daughter. I was hoping she got the tail number. She's not an investigative reporter yet.
What is this
Okay.
horse shit?
That's the
Patriots plane. Yeah. But I would agree with you, Mr. B.
Donnie,
You can't
lay
take
it
nothing
out.
with you. What? Lay what out? You can't take none of it with you when you die.
The
You can
picture
take
of
it
the
with you.
Patriot plane.
Okay, there's a Patriot plane at the dag. They're carrying immigrants
Yeah, but
because
the
Patriots are making good money and
the other 3 viewers are not watching. They don't know what that means. That's all.
It's an airstrip, like an airport, but it's on a military base. That's basically what it is. It's a section of an airport and it's military. The dag or whatever.
It's moving migrants out of there.
Yeah, it's moving migrants. No
On the
different than
Patriots
anywhere else.
plane.
Yes.
Where are they moving them to?
Who knows?
Probably Warwick, Rhode Island.
Who knows? Using whatever aircraft they can get, and they probably did some. The New England Patriots probably get some kudos or something for helping out. Who knows?
No,
Bob Kraft wants them in his backyard, so be it.
No, because I don't think the migrant conversation throughout the United States is very positive now. I really no, and you putting this shit. I mean,
it's not. I agree with D.
Robert Kraft, he's got to watch himself.
It's against liberals ain't liking it that much either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Donnie.
And they're starting to voice their opinion.
Okay, they can voice their opinion.
They're voicing their opinion. Aren't they the ones that wanted them to come and said, "Oh, give us your tired, your poor, and all the rest of that mishigas"?
Until they started getting them. I hear you, Mr. B. Go for it. We're listening.
I seem to remember something happening over on a little offshore island off the coast of Massachusetts a few months ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And more of the thing's gonna happen when you keep trying to send them off to, the.
Give us your tired poor, but don't put them in my backyard.
Exactly.
Masses.
Yeah, but they got to come through the front door. I believe that sign's only in Ellis Island. I may be wrong.
I know.
I may be wrong.
I know.
I know you know.
Oh, no, they're not illegals. They're dreamers. See, they're dreamers. They're not illegal. There's nothing wrong. Oh my God. Oh, that's right. Yeah, dreamers. Let's give dreamers. There you go. Wake up, dreamers.
With that being said, we are way overdue for a break. So, ladies and gentlemen, stick around for more of The Way We See It right here with yours truly, Blazeman, Mr. D, Mr. B, and Mr. Donald. Mr. Jim will be back with us next week. A little bit too much partying on Memorial Day.
Oh.
So, with that being said, we'll be back in about 3 to 4 minutes, everybody.
Bye-bye.
You can't go in there.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
I don't know what kind of sound that was just now, Mr. B.
I just said howdy, 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 howdy.
Oh, okay. So, hey, everybody. Thanks for sticking around for more of The Way We See It. We were talking about the Patriots sending their plane over to bring migrants, I guess, to Boston.
That's not confirmed. No,
That's
it's
not
not confirmed.
confirmed. Okay.
Not confirmed yet.
Okay. But the craft organization is letting someone use the plane to bring some migrants over wherever.
Donnie, no, correction, Blaze. So, like Donnie said, it's like a military airport, okay?
Yes.
And on a military airport, only government people fly on them planes. That's it. Civilians don't go on there. But the migrants are under the protection of the United States CBP, Customs Border Patrol. So they're government property. So they can use that airport. That's how that Title 10, I believe, works on that.
Right. Okay. So, in other words, somebody reached out to Kraft. This could be political with Mr. Kraft and whoever, whatever his deal is and stuff like that. So, his crew, his pilots, his people don't touch that aircraft after that, right?
I don't know.
So it's like a rental to the military. Donald, go.
Okay. According to us, this is from a long time ago. They were saying this was like 2021. The Patriot plane was there, and it was there for a Department of Defense transport.
Yep.
So,
Okay, has nothing to do with what's going on now.
God damn it, Donnie.
Well, hot damn it.
2021? There's fucking pictures from 2021.
Hey, but no, look at the flow then, though, too. Look at the flow. Because the flow was
trying to get out of it, Mr. B.
Yeah, man.
Have we been hoaxed?
I think so. I think we've been hoaxed for a fucking bag of shiny nickels, bro.
This goes back to my resiliency statement.
Go,
okay,
Donald.
We're complaining. We're talking about this debt ceiling and how they built it up to $4 trillion and how we have all these immigrants and all this other shit. But what are you going to do to fix the problem? And can we even really define the problem? What's the root cause of the problem? Can't even define it right now because there's so much shit that everybody says is wrong. Bottom line, though, is what are you going to do to fix it? Because you can't fix the past. You can't change the shit that's already happened. You can't change it. 300,000 motherfuckers came here yesterday or whatever, right? You can't change that. What are you going to do to fix it? People don't talk a lot about fixing, especially our political leaders. They don't talk about fixes. They'll blow some smoke up our ass and say how it's great and it's gravy, like this debt ceiling thing, but that's all smoke, and we know that. Where's the true RCA analysis? What are we going to do to fix it? Come on now. Somebody educate me.
Oh, no, we're not. We're not. And that's the terrible thing about this, and everybody knows it. Everybody's afraid to talk immigration up there on the Hill. They don't want to piss off their constituents. They need that vote. What is it? $176,000 a House of Representative makes. Wow. And they don't even work the whole fucking year.
Guys, I got news that's coming in. It's been out just 4 minutes ago.
Mr. B.
Well, he's got something coming in, but really quickly, I think. Oh.
Go ahead, sir.
I think I have figured out what the
to Washington and the race to pass that.
Let's watch this.
Okay, we'll get back to you, sir.
To Washington and the race to pass that breakthrough agreement to raise the debt ceiling and head off a potentially devastating default. President Biden and his White House staff putting on a full court press to get Democratic votes. Speaker Kevin McCarthy at the Capitol courting Republicans. So far, it appears that at least 10 will likely vote no. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze at the White House tonight.
Tonight, exactly 1 week until the government runs out of cash to pay its bills, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy and President Biden urgently racing to shore up support for their breakthrough debt ceiling deal.
Will this get done by June 5th?
There's no reason why it shouldn't get done by the 5th. I'm confident that we'll get a vote in both houses, and we'll see.
The president working the phones with members of Congress. A White House official tells ABC News senior staff and cabinet officials called more than 60 House Democrats in the past 24 hours. McCarthy arriving at the Capitol this morning, teeing up a House vote on the bill on Wednesday, now sprinting to win over members of his own party.
It doesn't get everything everybody wanted, but that's in divided government. That's where we end up. I think it's a very positive bill.
But tonight, at least 10 House Republicans disagree, leaning toward voting no against the bill, saying it doesn't do enough to cut government spending.
You want me to go first?
Go ahead, D.
All the
Mr.
Republicans.
Crowley.
Thank you. And make sure you give me 2 minutes at the end of the show so I can identify this. This will be my veterans tribute every week. I'm going to post somebody on my name block that made a real good impression of me. Next thing. Yeah, man, all them guys up there, all they're looking for is notoriety. Like they're big, conservatives and all this shit. And the Chip Roy, man, I just keep digging with him. And he's got a weird background. And just looking, and I pulled up Wikipedia, and it just had events and stuff, and just looking vaguely, and I didn't read each paragraph and stuff. He wanted to be the Speaker of the House. A lot of people want to be the Speaker of the House. You could only have one HNIC. That's it. And there, and then the Lauren Boebert, the tramp from Colorado. What? They just want, it was the best deal you could have got, man. Take it.
Mr. B.
Well,
come on now.
A couple of points. First off, I have to agree with Mr. Crowley here.
Thank you, Mr.
This is the best deal that they're going to get. These people that are sitting around, it seems like they're always the rabble rousers, the idiots that like to do whatever they can just to screw with the thing and make it look like they're trying to do something or whatever, but they're not helping anything. They're like the anchovies across Mitt Romney's butt. It's the best thing that I can use to describe them. Now, as far as the thing, I think I've finally figured out. I think I've finally figured out what the plan is here with all these illegals coming in. The left wing has decided they're going to try to build mariachis across America.
It's there already.
Donald.
Hot damn it. He don't like his mariachis, don't he?
I'm still lost on the fact that Mr. B knows something about something sitting on Mitt Romney's ass. How do you know if I don't? That just boggles my mind. You shouldn't know.
Anybody with a face that looks like that has got to have anchovies across their ass.
I'm just saying. I can't say it.
It's the only reasonable explanation.
I was trying to do some quick little, reading while you guys were talking. Government,
come on, Donnie.
Government default. We're much longer, more than a week. There's Sri Lanka, who uses our dollar because their own currency is garbage, so they would fall apart. 7.8 million American jobs would vanish. Borrowing rates go back through the roof. Nobody's borrowing any money, so how do the banks make money? They default, right? They go under. Unemployment rate skyrise. 10 trillion in household wealth gone. Yeah, all these no-sos or these naysayers that say they're going to say no and I'm going to make my heart stand and try to, act all bold. They probably already know that there's enough votes to get the shit passed, even with their 10 no's. There's probably more than likely enough out there. So they're just trying to save face, if you ask me. That the deal that's on the table is the best.
I agree, Donnie. Just want to be loud.
And move forward. Let's go on to something more, and let's go be productive.
Yeah,
I used to always say that to some mechanics and stuff. Hey, let's go have a productive day. So at least there was something positive that came out of that day. That's about the best they could probably do right now.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Donnie.
And Biden, and that way he just said in that video, being, hey, it's going to get done. No shot. He's like, hey, it's like wiping my ass. This shit's going to get done. That tells me he's not afraid to use that 14th Amendment shit they've been chirping about from the beginning. He might just say, F it, we're done.
Yeah.
We don't have a debt no more. We're just going to keep printing more money.
And you know something, Donnie? I'm glad you brought this up, man, because it really got me the other day, because this is in the Constitution that the debt should never be questioned of the. That's in the Constitution verbatim, I'm pretty sure. And that's why he had the authority to slap the 14th. And you know something? Maybe we're a little smart and probably figured that out, like the average American didn't.
Okay, but still,
that was the negotiation. McCarthy started screaming. Biden said, "I'm going to say it one time and one time only. I'll slam the 14th."
Yeah, and that's where the deal probably went to a halt. He's like, okay, I'll do with these changes. If not, it's the 14th. Okay, we'll take your changes. And I mean, you can't be mad about some of the changes. Okay, if you're a single adult with no kids and nobody you have to take care of as far as family members, and you're 50 years old, if they want you to go work for 5 hours at the local shelter or the homeless place or a school, I don't know. And hey, if you want your government check, I think you got to, be able to willing to sacrifice for it a little bit. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody bitches about, oh, this is wrong, that's wrong at schools. They don't teach this, teach that. Well, get your ass over there and teach them. Go help for 5 hours. Be a volunteer. Watch them in the hallways. Make sure they don't fight. And then you can spread some knowledge and some, life skills on them little jokers.
Well, I really believe COVID.
Mr. B.
I'm sorry.
There's one thing you have to remember. You're talking about people going into the schools and doing things to earn money for whatever. Number one, in order to do anything in a school, you have to pass a Corey check. You have to pass a Corey check.
Okay.
And a lot of people that are out there just they can't do it because they got something on their record. It could be something completely innocuous, but it's there. You can't pass it. And the other thing is, schools today don't want older people or whatever inside there. They only want people that are there to support their indoctrination efforts. Believe me.
So give that dog a bone.
Yeah. I'm gonna try.
Okay, so I mean, I know he said about schools and they got to pass background checks. That's fine. The ones that can pass the background check, well, you take your ass. The ones that can't, well, there's other places you can go. Shit, there's plenty of graffiti. Or hey, I know. How about you have some, instead of just letting people tag up shit all whatever, turn it into street art.
Yes.
Say, hey, come decorate this shit. Come revamp this building with some street art, and you're downtown in a urban area like Chicago or LA, New York, Austin, wherever, right? Because they do that a lot in parks around here. They'll tell people come do some street art. Hell, you can hire people to come do that stuff.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, get a guy in your city government, call him the quick check guy, where he can recruit talent and just fucking write a check. Here, it's $200. Do me the Virgin Mary.
Yeah, okay. The government buys supplies, but they do it. I don't see where there's nothing wrong with that. I just don't. So people are claiming about that, but they put so many waivers probably in there that it's going to be no different than when it left when it comes to the work requirements, because they were there before. You just didn't know about them because they didn't affect you directly. Now they might affect you directly, and all hell's breaking loose. That's where I don't understand.
Are you done, Donnie?
Go ahead.
Let me try to. Maybe I can help you understand, man. The ability to recognize, man. That is my theme for tonight, man. And I'm looking at the benefits for food stamps. It's called SNAP, I believe it's called. Yeah. And right after COVID or during COVID, we all got soft, man. I would say soft. No, I think we did all right, and, with the the testing, and then the food pantries. And the food pantries became like a weekly requirement for some people and stuff because people didn't have work. Fucking businesses shut down. But since COVID is gone and it's even mandated by the government, we are not in a COVID emergency anymore. These food banks and more people are going back to work. Why are these food banks still open like we're under a COVID-19 pandemic? They've been a lot lesser, but that rings a bell to me, and it says, "Ooh, how about that person that's getting them SNAP benefits? If they're getting so much food here, why do I need to give them 1,000 here?" And then you open the door for icky sticky stuff, Donnie. Selling food stamps. Yeah, it's in on a card, but give somebody $50 to spend $100. It happens. It happens. So I just, there's a lot of shit going on with this country right now. It's trying to find itself again, and we were in a pandemic, guys, and it's 100 years since the last one, and that's all I got.
Okay, so there's going to be crime in no matter what other government program you try to invent or divert money to or whatever. There's going to be people skimming money off that. It's been that way for decades too. Why do we act like it's some big new thing? No, they just get more creative. The schemers get more creative and find new ways to scheme the money.
But
that's just it.
Yeah,
acting like it's something new.
No, yes, it is. Street crime is new. From a little bullshit city I came from, Fall River, Massachusetts. When I was growing up, you would never hear gunshots in that neighborhood. They got one every fucking week, dude. Sometimes twice on Sundays.
Keyword.
And it's happening everywhere. Donnie, please let me finish, man. Home Depot. You go to Home Depot, everything is locked. It's behind a fucking cage. What's next? What is fucking next? Lowe's has started on their high dollar items like generators and stuff like that. Shootings have been up here in El Paso too, man. Yep.
Okay.
They have. It wasn't like this 50 years ago. Fuck no, it wasn't.
It wasn't like this fucking 25 years ago.
Well, I wasn't around. I was Donnie. We're in a protected environment in the Army, man.
I can tell you, El Paso is the only thing that's changed really in El Paso is you got the AAA ball club now because the AA ball club went to shit. The Tiguas are greedy about their place, and there's still people shooting each other no different in El Paso than was when I was there. Remember I was there since the end of '98. I was there for 2 decades, Demons. I saw just as much bullshit.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not even focused on El Paso. I'm focusing in other cities, man.
I'm just telling you.
Fucking Memorial. Oh man, I won't even. I'm looking at you, Donnie. You're gonna see the side of my face. But Memorial Day weekend, two families get into it and start throwing bullets, not blows, bullets.
Okay.
Bullets.
Mm-hmm.
But on the upside, El Paso makes a hell of a taco kit.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, made in New York City. Go figure that.
Yeah, that's
Davis. I'm sorry, Davis. This is my point about when are we gonna stop acting like all this violence and all this shit is new? It's not new. It's just more intensive. It's got more people involved. We've been doing the same dirty ass shit as humans since the day we walked this earth. And we're still doing it now. But we don't look at each other and we don't account to each other. So we don't give a shit.
Just pull
the
up
laws
the
of what?
No.
I'm answering your question.
No, you're ignorant because let me answer then. You're acting ignorant.
On what?
The UCR. Look at the FBI crime reporting on the UCR, and I'm not going to go with the dates. And I know you'll see an inflection of crime now. I know you will. The summer of love. Shit,
No,
all that
I
crime they
don't.
did in that summer, that was like fucking 50 years worth of crime in the whole United States. And they did it, what, in a summer?
Okay, so what's your point? I don't need UCR
The
stats
point,
to.
no. Yes, you do, Donnie.
No, Demon,
Yes,
I
you
don't
do.
need.
Donnie, you're not going to get in
Are
your
you
car
done?
going to a neighborhood you won't go in.
Are you done?
No,
Are you gonna let me finish 2 words, or are you
yeah,
gonna
go
keep
ahead,
yapping
man.
your fucking gum?
No, it's called talking.
Okay, but
Go ahead, man.
you gonna let me finish my sentence, or you gonna keep going?
You want me to pray rest?
Oh, Donnie.
No, I don't need UCR stats from the FBI or anybody else to tell me and me to figure out there's more crime in the world because there's more people here. That just goes hand in hand. That's what I'm saying. When is everybody gonna? Oh my gosh, it's such a tragedy. No, it ain't a tragedy. It's a part of bringing more motherfuckers here. It's more part of more motherfuckers living on top of each other.
Yeah,
So
that could be.
stop with the fucking whoa. Do something. Let's figure out how to do something so it doesn't keep happening. Because we all talk about what just happened instead of how to fix it. And I don't need all the stats and all that shit. I just gotta pay attention to what's going on around me to know that it's going down shithole. Because more people are getting their shit taken. It's all everywhere I gotta be. So this is the prime point. You talk about Home Depot and Lowe's and all these stores closing up.
That's
because
fucking sad.
The laws don't enforce any accountability. They can go in there and take whatever the hell they want as long as it's under $1 Here's your misdemeanor. Have a good day.
I don't know if that's.
What do you expect a store to do if they can't make money?
They close it. Whoa. I know that. I know that. When we thought the stores. No, we thought the stores were going to close because of COVID, lack of people working. No, and they still have a problem. They're closing stores because of crime. Fucking crime. And Donna, you hit it right on the head. They're closing down because they can't keep up.
Mr. B, chime in.
These stores are locking up or whatever they got, whether they're power tools or expensive things and so forth. And why? Because of the pussification of America. Time was, if someone walked into your store and started doing stealing, you walked up to them and said, hey, you're stealing, and you beat the hell out of them. And they put the stuff down and you call the police, and the police haul them away. Now, you can't so much as bat an eyelash at them before they turn around and they sue you because they're stealing from your store.
Made your daddy
and
a hamburger.
Them. What's that?
Oh, whatever.
No, but Blaze doesn't understand that he talks 10 feet away from his mic and picks up his voice.
This is the reason why these things are happening. You want things to stop being locked up behind cages and whatever, cage walls in a store? Stop people from actively shoplifting, from stealing and whatever else, and bring people up on charges. Enough of this freaking pussification
I agree.
that's been going on.
Okay.
I'm going to bounce in here and give my 2 cents if I may, please. Look, I understand what Mr. Crowley is saying 100%. I mean, look, and even in our time, you know what I mean? It's like you're looking back and it's like a bad 80s movie, where people walking through, a store or whatever and everything's locked up because everybody's out of control. They walk out of the store, and it's just like, crime going on. The lady across the street, you see her get her purse snatched and all of that stuff like that. You know what I mean? Again, a good word, Gotham City, stuff like that.
RoboCop.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm just trying to put images in the people that are watching, in their head. You know what I mean? And I believe, Mr. D, tell me if I'm wrong. I get what Mr. D's trying to say. It's like, what's happening? What's it gonna look like in 5 years?
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? And if this debt ceiling doesn't go through for any reason, it's gonna happen. So I hope it happens. And then now you want to cut in that bill. It's cutting SNAP programs, isn't it?
Donnie, you're muted.
SNAP programs.
Way I understand it, it's just changing some of the work requirements to receive SNAP. It's changing some of the requirements, and there's still
Right.
people
They're
that
not
are
going to
there.
stop the SNAP, but
They're not
these
stopping it.
people are going to get like a letter saying, look, you have to do this now
Yeah, they
in order
change
to keep
requirements.
receiving them.
Right,
Correct?
they change some of the requirements, and yes, there are going to be some people on Medicare and Medicaid that are going to fall off because they no longer meet the requirements.
Right.
That's what happened when shit change, laws change. I mean, policies change at work, things happen, right?
Right.
I mean,
Understand. So, like I was saying, Donnie, you're 100% right. D, agree with you wholeheartedly about, especially if you with your grandchild, you know what I mean, or something like that. It's like, Grandpa, you know what I mean? How come I can't touch the toy? You know, somebody watching. Mr. Crowley, you're up, buddy.
No, and I just want to reiterate on the cages and stuff. I totally get it, and I would gate them too, man. I'm just making mention of this wasn't here 10 years ago, and it's just like, and thanks, Blaze. Yeah, well, what's going to be in the next 5 years, 10 years, dude? I'll be 70s, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just. I don't know. It just
nostalgia.
Yeah, no, and it's this woke shit, man. Fucking, I don't shop at Target, but I just saw Target, fully woke, and I'm like, why are you caving into less than 1% of this country with idiot ideas, cutting your penis off, inserting a vagina, vice versa? Don't tell me that's right, man. I just can't. I can't. And a lot of parents are waking up, and more of us need to wake up and say, fuck no and hell no. Go ahead, Mr. B.
You're absolutely right about a lot of things, my friend. People do need to do an awful lot of waking up and an awful lot of growing up. If you don't mind my saying, and if you do mind my saying, fuck you too, all right? People need to grow up. They need to stop letting other people walk all over and telling them, this is how it is, this is how it's going to be, and you have to follow what I have to say. You want this country to survive? You want this country to flourish? You want it to remain? Then damn it all, get up off your fat, lazy asses, people, and start standing up for things. Start partaking. Don't just start taking. Partaking in. Reaching in. Working with. Working for. Rather than sitting around and waiting with your hands open. That's what I have to say about that.
Now, why would you want me to go do that if I can sit around and hang around long enough to keep my hand out there and get it filled? For nothing. That's the mentality of a lot of people. So that's the mentality then you got to change through your laws or something then, or your policies. Because, I mean, I'm sitting back and I would be like, shit, if I was in that situation, if I can hang out long enough, why not? I mean, look at where it's at. So that starts with accountability, and you're asking about where this country's at in 5-10 years, and while you're walking through the store and watching or seeing all the, displays for the, I want to tuck my penis back underneath whatever shorts they have or whatever attire they have. If you don't want to see it, then don't take your ass over in that corner of the store. But just for you to go and be the guy that goes all, or gal, or whatever you want to call yourself by whatever name or pronoun, whatever, right? Well, yeah, use a plural pronoun for an individual. Got it. But anyway, if you don't want that shit, don't take your ass in the middle, that side of the store, and have enough respect to understand that ain't your property to be fucking with. That's one thing right there. And if you want accountability, you want to know what it feels like, then teach the little kid when he asks about why I can't grab the toy. Well, I'm sorry, little Johnny, because little Tommy before you 10 times done stole the some bitch. So now you got to wait for somebody to come give it to you. Give them the reality. Stop sugarcoating shit and acting like these kids are stupid. They ain't. They're smart. They see a lot of shit that we don't think they see. Explain it to them. Give them reality. Prepare them for adulthood in the working thing. Don't let them, hey, oh, well, I had school. I don't give a shit. I had work. You still got stuff to do at home. You still got responsibility. Enforce that.
Yes.
That's how you fix
Excellent
some of that.
advice, man. Excellent advice.
Goddamn, Donnie. I pulled up the UCR listening to you. And go ahead, Blaze.
I'm sorry. I agree with you, Donnie. You know what I mean? Since my kids were, old enough to understand, I'd be like, look, you get those days where it's like, I don't feel good. I don't want to go to school today. Suck it up, boy. Because every day of your life, you're going to be getting up at this time. You know what I mean? So it's like, you got to go to school after school, college after college, work. You know what I mean? It don't stop until you. Oh, God forbid if they raise it. Didn't they try to raise it to 72 at one point? Or that was
Raise what?
a discussion? Retirement.
There's been discussion for, raising it to 72 because people live longer. But once again, that comes in increments. It's not like you or Demas or Mr. B or myself are going to be mandatory that we have to withdraw it at 72. No, it's optional for us. We can wait till 72. You talk about somebody born in 2 years from now.
Right.
Yeah,
understand
they might
that,
be under that requirement.
Understand that, but also understand that then it's going to go by how old you are to how much you get. So you're not going to get your full retirement until 72. But yeah, you can retire at 62, but instead of getting $4,000 a month, now you only get like fucking $2,900 a month. You understand?
Yeah, I'm in that boat. I'm in that boat right now. So okay.
Right. Okay. You got it. All right, bro.
Okay.
So yeah, we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, let's see what this Chinese pilot thinks he was doing flying in front of a U.S. aircraft. With that being said, stick around for the way we see it right here on FFN Network. Be right back. Hey, everybody. And we are back. Thanks for sticking around for more of The Way We See It with yours truly, Blazeman, Mr. D, Mr. Donald, and Mr. B. Mr. Jim will be back next week. And as promised, you know, uh, I would really like the two military guys to. I know you're not naval pilots and stuff like that, but I'm talking about in just if it's, you know, its purpose. I mean, um, what if this jet did what it did, right? And totally created enough turbulence to like kill an engine, or to just to make it whitewash or whatever. You know what I mean? Like uh the Tom Cruise movie, where he lost his boy Goose. You know what I mean? Um, so you all know what I'm getting at, right? Let's
You talk
check.
about the wash from the other jet getting in the way, making the air so turbulent that the plane goes into a chaotic pattern, which is unrecoverable, and then you wind up crashing.
Correct.
Okay,
And
I have
if
no idea what you're talking
so,
about.
I mean, would this be an act of war? Let's check it out. There is no sound to this video. Now watch this plane's gonna shake. See?
Yeah, it ran through his. I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. I can hear so much shit in the background. Here it is again. So, I mean, I understand. To me, I just think that Russia does it a lot. So now all of a sudden, the Chinese are going to get the balls to start doing that to us. Provocation, I mean, what if it happened to the point where that I'm sure the Chinese pilot wasn't trying to do it, but he whizzes by, does what he does, and all of a sudden this US fucking plane goes down and crashes. Is that an act of war, Mr. B?
Is it an act of war? Well, you have to find out whether or not this was done deliberately or not. Was this actually something that was done deliberately?
I mean,
Yeah.
looking at the video, it looked like it was done deliberately. He got in his turbo wash.
Right.
Mm.
So you don't know if it's an
Again, you
act of
don't
war.
know it was done deliberately. And okay, if it was done deliberately, was it done solely at the behest of the pilot or of the government of China? If the pilot was a rogue person going out and doing something stupid like this, trying to start up a war, there's one thing. If this is something that the person's superior says, go ahead,
I'm sure
start
he
fucking with
got the okay to
American
fucking
aircraft.
fool around.
What's that?
I'm sure he got the okay to fool around. You understand? I mean, he's doing what he's doing, which is what you're trying to say is maybe a stupid act of a rogue pilot. I mean, the guy, if he was a rogue pilot, I think he would crash into the fucking plane. You know what I mean? So what he was doing was, I'm here, China, whatever, and here's a little bit of wishy-washy. Okay. Same thing with the Russians flying over our drones and letting go some of their fuel, depicting
Could be
as they're
doing it,
pissing on
trying to get us to
our
fire
stuff.
on them and turn around and say that we started shooting and so forth and
Okay.
blah blah blah. Could very
Well,
well be doing.
again, I ask the question: is it an act of war if that plane would have went down?
It all depends on who you're asking and what agenda they want.
Well, right. I mean, Mr. B seems to be stuck. So I'll go with you, Donald. Would that be an act of war?
An important reason. There are too many variables left here. What airspace are we in? Is it international airspace?
International waters, of course.
Pardon me? International
International
waters.
waters, yes.
Okay, the rules change.
At best, you have an
Right,
international
exactly.
incident.
Mr. B, you said at best you got an accident?
An international incident.
Incident, okay. I'll go with you on that. And I'll take Mr. B's, thoughts and concerns even further. Is that, and like Demon said, or, it's a show of force to let you know I'm here. And here's what I can do to you just with this. It's, someone trying to, you could say the government of China, we're going to say they did it. Of course, they're going to be like, no, we did never approve that, blah, blah, blah. You're never going to find out the truth to some of those questions you're asking, Blaze. To get the data to know if it's an act of war. We're never going to get the data to find out because they're never going to get the truth. But it is a show of force to say, I'm here. This is what I can do. Don't play with me.
Do we send some ships to the squadron? Do we send some ships out there to the squadron?
So why? So you can
that area?
Why? Like we don't have enough over there already to
antagonize
them and let them know we're there?
Yeah, we got to retrieve the plane.
If it was to go down, if they was to go and do something like that and take a plane down, I believe there's enough people in Congress that would treat it as an act of war and they would give them permission to go to war. Okay. I really believe that.
All right, that's what I'm asking.
Okay.
Mr. Crowley. Thanks, Donnie. That's what I was asking.
Okay,
no.
Mr. Crowley?
No, I'm totally on board with Donnie. But my concern is that we need to we are on the verge of AI, and we need to know, because all we talked about was black areas, gray areas, and white areas, and like you guys said, it depends who you're talking to and what their need is. But with AI around the corner, that has to be determined now, because when AI controls this world, i.e. United States, I'm serious. It's right around the corner. AI needs to know, is that a friend or a foe happening, man? Because AI is going to get all data that was created by human. All of it. All of it. And it's just going to generate it in itself, and it's going to populate within a second.
So what you're saying is, Demas, you got to have a smart programmer to code and say yay or nay, that's a hostile act. Because that's basically what AI does. It reads code.
Yes, Donnie. Yes. But we have to develop that code now. And getting back to plane of ours and stuff, let's not forget, we're not over there dropping rose bushes on Chinese land or anything like that in the wind stream. We're gathering data. And when that pilot was talking to Beijing or whatever, the other Chinese, there was somebody on that American plane knew that he was going to do that spoke Mandarin. Yeah, we got people in the military that speak Mandarin. Wouldn't you believe that? Wow. I'm just trying to educate, Americans, and I really believe we're the ones that started this bullshit with the Russians in Alaska. That fucking rogue pilot bullshit, do a little, fucking Top Gun Maverick bullshit. That's all I got on that, guys. Was real good.
All right, Mr. B.
He's getting all Ice Station Zebra on us now. Unbelievable. Okay. Chinese, Russians, two hairs from the same armpit, if you ask me. Patton knew it best. We're going to have to fight the sons of bitches sooner or later. And the time is coming. The time is coming. In the meantime, how are we going to take and bolster up and hold up our government and our military to be able to actually fight? These people have been fighting war after war after war after war for the last 40 years. we've been going in some other country, being somebody's police force, trying to bail somebody out of whatever for 40 years, guys.
Where do
How
you
much
get 40
longer is it
from?
going to be that our people are going to be saying, you know what? I'm good with going to war anymore. Okay, you know what? Put your uniforms away. I'm done with this shit. I think we're getting to be about that point.
I would agree. Talking to some youth during, sporting events and whatever, getting a vibe from them. Yeah, they're not feeling the military. They're like, why do I need to go do that when you can't even keep your promises to me? You can't even take care of me after the fact. They see, they know. I mean, and yeah, you're right. We keep forgetting that all we've seen on the news and TV for the past 2 decades is a lot of war. Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria. We're still not out of it. It's still there. It just doesn't gain as much traction, or people are not as interested in not wanting to know about it because it's just one of those things that happens in the background now. Yep, troops are over there. Yep. We're going over to fight over there. Yep. Okay, sure. That's just the way people see it, And what are we gonna do? We're gonna bring back the draft. Good luck on that.
Yeah. D, right. Elaborate.
No, shit. I really don't have anything on this, but
I think Donnie nailed it with
yeah,
traction right there.
I do have one remedy plan to get Bud Light stock back
that was
up.
Good, Donnie.
Why would you want to plan to get Bud Light stock back up?
I used to drink that beer because they made a mistake. And maybe I could
because he's heavily invested.
And this is my proposition. No, and this should come around 4th of July. Like patriotic events, Memorial Day, and come up with beer cans with Congressional Medal of Honor winners. Give them a little brief synopsis and put a picture on them. We got a whole bunch of Medal of Honor winners. Fuck, let's try that. Let's see how that goes.
Okay, wait,
Mr. B, go ahead.
You've got a beer company that has actively gone ahead and sided with this cancel woke culture bullshit. Now you're telling us you want them to turn around and suddenly start saluting members of or people who have earned the Congressional Medal of Honor.
Right. And as a business decision, excellent idea. As a business decision, excellent idea.
Why not? Especially around the patriotic events.
One is certainly not at all congruous with the other.
Because Mr. B,
this is all over the other.
Mr. Crowley's question is that if he was running the business, this is how he would get the stock up. That's what
Fuck, they put NFL fucking logos. We all know that. Local breweries, the Patriots, the Cowboys here, fuck, man.
So we're at hypotheticals a little bit here, Mr. B. No. You understand?
You know why, Blaze? Because I'm American public on what these Medal of Honor guys done. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to get the word out there. And if it takes it on a fucking beer can, I'm good.
Yeah. Anheuser-Busch, for what they did, deserves to die the slow death that they're dying. Okay?
No.
They deserve to die the slow death that they're dying. You want to honor people who have been favorably decorated because of things that they had done in their times of service to our country. Fantastic. Pick another brewery.
No, because I really believe and I could. Look, American public has spoke out, man. Anheuser-Busch doesn't only make Bud Light. I mean, they go fucking Corona and all that other bullshit. But to me, Anheuser-Busch with the Clydesdale pushing that fucking buggy through the arches of St. Louis, which I went to go see. Y'all need to go see it. That was the American theme to everybody. And then the Dalmatian passing a fire station. Come on, man. And they dipped out of their arena. and they're getting burned. I'm just trying to
Which is
help the
something they're
brother.
trying to discontinue now. Get rid of the horses. Get rid of the horses. Get rid of the beer wagon.
Man,
know, man.
I loved those fucking Clydesdale commercials,
Yeah,
man.
we've had them here in
Anheuser-Busch.
Merrimack at the brewery at the facility in Merrimack. I've actually met and spoken with one of their
Well,
horses.
a woman's woman or a man's man was probably running the company at that time. You know what I mean? The all American shit. But those people who had it before don't own it. Didn't the Chinese buy Anheuser-Busch, a company in China? Anybody?
I don't know about that.
The
lady.
Germans. I heard the Germans bought it.
Hey, go kinfolk. That was what I'm talking about, baby.
Well, maybe they'll make it better.
Of course, Germans
Listen.
always make better beer.
Papa.
Okay, so
let me ask a question here, and this is what I just got from this little bit of back and forth, the three of y'all. Demas has an idea to help the people that went far left, and then yet Mr. B is like, hell no, F them. And then that sounds just like cancel culture right there. And Blaze, you're a little bit on it. Isn't that what cancel culture is? You don't go along with my agenda, so hell no, I don't agree with you, and to hell with them, let them burn. Don't we? I mean, that little tidbit right there showed two different ends of the spectrum where both of them just don't give a shit about the other, and there's nothing in the middle. That's exactly what's wrong with our politics and our people today. We can't come to the middle and agree on shit.
Yeah,
So there's
yeah.
your
Look at this.
Wow.
Look at this debt.
Yeah, I mean,
debt limit
listen,
thing.
when
And,
Donnie's on fucking fire, he's on fire.
and these are the people that are supposed to take care of us.
Yes. I mean, Anheuser-Busch, they want to go, and have that on there. That's fine. Go ahead, man. If you want to support that group agenda, great, man. Stay over there and do your thing. I want nothing to do with it. I have enough respect for you to go that way. Right? Same thing about the whole thing.
And the American people said what they said, man,
Exactly.
because they lost tons. They got hit pretty good in the stock market, right, Mr. Crowley?
Major sales. I'm pulling it up right now. Bud Light sales down nearly 30% compared to 2022 after partnership with transgender influencer.
Well, there's your answer. The American people have spoken.
Here's the concept to that right there. Other companies that watch you go down that road. I'm not going to talk about other companies and, there's an example for you what not to do, because that's pretty obvious. But what does that say to the LGBTQ plus community? I mean, how many ever pluses, how many alphabet number letters I need to get in there. I don't know, right? What does that say to you as a community when it comes to how the rest of society sees you? Maybe it's something you need to look inside your own self and figure out, maybe I need to change something with me so I'm better accepted. Or I can understand and I can explain myself to society in a better way, right? So when your little group goes up and all the sales go down, I don't think that's really saying a lot about Bud Light. It's more saying about that community.
I disagree. I absolutely disagree. What happened was absolutely punitive because of what they did. The American people acted in the way that they have because of what Anheuser-Busch did.
Right. I get that. I get that. The American people spoke. They didn't speak directly to you, but they spoke. They told you, cut your shit. Stop doing everything you're doing and be more reasonable and be within the norms of society.
I want to know. I want to know where the women are. In a sense that why are women allowing these men to become women? And I mean, why these young college girls are the only young girls that are advocating to say this is fucking wrong?
No.
You know what I mean? Listen, so I mean, Jenner, what's his name? Caitlyn Jenner.
Yes.
Right? He's a man. And he was voted Woman of the Year. All I'm saying is, where's the women that work so hard with the women's lib, this, all of that, to, you know what I mean, stop having their boss fucking slap them on the ass, you know what I mean? They were treated like shit, you know? And they, you understand what I'm saying? I mean, where are these women to say, man, dude, what are you doing? You know? I don't know, man. I don't know.
I have been seeing things lately, though, unfortunately, I should say not unfortunately, fortunately, where there are women that are speaking out against this crap now. And they're saying, look, we don't want men playing dress up, coming in and getting into our sporting events and taking away awards that we should be earning.
Yeah, but somebody's, this one dude was like literally showering, you know, with the girls.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
they don't
mean?
want that either.
I like to be a fly on that wall.
No.
With goggles, of course.
Mr. B's
I don't know for
100%
what
correct.
part.
I'm sorry?
Mr. B's 100% correct. I saw something in the tabloid, and not tabloids, on Yahoo earlier about a dad and a girl. She got second place in the skiing event for California, Nevada schools. Yeah, the transgender girl won the event, right?
Yeah,
They're
'cause
going
she's
to
a
take
guy.
the 54. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So they're out there, Blaze, but maybe they're just being smarter about it. They're not going to go out there, jump up and down and bring
They are
attention to
being
themselves.
smarter about it, Donnie. You're right, but it's also not being carried. And it fucking should be.
No,
Blaze.
there's no money to be made from that, Blaze. Why would I carry it if I'm a network?
No, Donnie, there's money to be made now on notoriety.
Who do the vast majority of the news agencies side with?
The left.
There you go. So why aren't you hearing these stories?
Right.
Publicized?
That's what we're saying, Mr. B.
Because it's a big fucking scam. It's a scam, man.
Scam for what?
To fool
gain
us
what?
all. Bro,
To gain what?
recognition. That's what they want.
Okay.
They want to be fucking on the top. I was going to say another word, but no, I don't know if they're all.
What are you saying? They want to be
Donnie,
the first
this is
option
a joke.
when it talks about
Donnie,
something or what?
No, bro, just I don't know, man.
It's a
Back
no,
when
it's a joke.
we grew up, yeah, it is no, it is, man. It's a joke to me, man, because these kids are getting indoctrinated in their schools. Who the fuck is asking a first or second grader, how do you feel comfortable, male or female? That shit's happening.
I know it is.
And that's good with you? I can't stop it. I'm just trying to reach out to little 4 or 6 viewers we got tonight and maybe some on YouTube, you know, because they probably feel just like me.
No, it's not good, Demas. It's not good at all. But that's the problem with politicians. And I give you an example of why politicians are fucking this up. Ron DeSantis and Governor Newsom out there in California, example. They went and they're going to tell a bookmaker, hey, this is what you're going to put in the book that's going to come to our state and go in our schools. That they're telling bookmakers what they will put in the books. Instead of the bookmaker saying, F you, dos tomas. Hey, we're going to put facts. We're going to leave sexuality out of it. But everything else is going to be there because that's the facts as we know it. And that's what we're going to teach. But
you know, but
you got politicians trying to get in the classroom and maybe they don't need to be. Just like the dumbass school board here in Hayes. All of a sudden now to graduate, you got to do 40 hours of community service or volunteer work.
Donnie, what was the last topic that was fucking up schools and stuff? I know, evolution, and what was that other one? Evolution. You know, some schools wanted to teach, you know, this Big Bang Theory, and the other schools wanted to teach evolution, you know, or from Christianity or from the monkey.
There's evolution.
Evolution versus creation. And that was a big thing back in our school days, you know, fighting for that. But this transgender shit, bro, I mean, dude, why you asking? And I wish Mr. Jim was on. Because I know he'd be attacking me too.
But I don't know about you, but boys, when I remember when I was in first or second grade, I had a difficult enough time deciding whether or not I liked vanilla pudding from my snack pack pudding cup in my lunchbox. Okay,
Yeah.
I wasn't worried or thinking about whether or not I wanted to have tits.
No,
This
but
is anything all that crossed my mind.
Here we are. Here we are again. You know what? We keep talking about when we was kids and we was boys and we was this. We was. Key word in those sentences, was, meaning past. We're not talking about, hey, how about we stop doing this shit and this is what we do to go forward. This is the reality we live in now. So you can't just keep talking about the past.
No, let Donnie go.
You got to deal with it. Figure out a way. You're going to deal with it, and you're going to move forward, and you're going to move forward in a positive manner, because that's the only option we got now.
Yeah.
You can't. We don't learn from our past as a society. We're too stupid for that. We can't look at our history and say, "Shit, we fucked up there. Don't go down road A. Try road B." No, not us. So the only thing that's left for everyday people like us sitting on this show or listening, whatever, is to figure out what we're going to do to deal with it and move forward. So how are you going to deal with it moving forward? Me, I know I'm going to be like, no, this is the way I understand things to be. If that's what you want to do, go over there and do that. Don't bring that shit near me. I'm not going to your events. Don't care to. Don't send me an invite. You go do your thing. I'll do mine. What y'all going to do?
Very well said, Donnie. And that's how I've been living today. But I just don't think it's healthy for these kids. I don't care if they come to me. I don't want them. Like you said, I'm not going to go to your event. Fine, that's the American way. Well, what's going to happen when that kid's 25, 30? Confused. What's going to happen? No, I know what's going to happen. He's going to look down the barrel of a 45 and pull the trigger. That's what he's going to do. This is going to fuck up. Oh, man. You guys still there?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I went through a power surge.
I just talking about these things, trying to say, what are we going to do? How are we going to do it? And you're leaving the one major common denominator of all things out. This here.
But nobody wants to hear that, Mr. B. The Bible.
Whether I want to hear it or not, God is there, damn it.
I totally, I'm
on that train. Our lives.
I'm on that train. I'm on that train. Yeah, Donnie.
So that's your name for your higher being, God. So somebody else that has a higher being by a different name, they're less significant. They're not even.
I don't care if somebody calls them the great yuccaputz. I don't care. It's not my business how somebody talks to the Almighty. It's knowing and realizing and acknowledging that He is there.
The woke language for that is a higher power. So then you compete. Then you compete on a level ground, right, Donnie? If you say higher power.
I wouldn't say that's a woke concept, because
I would not either.
He's talking to people.
This is very interesting.
There is some higher power. There's some higher being that people need to recognize. Whether it's God, whether it's Yehuda, whether it's Yahweh, whether it's the great yuccaputz or the chicken feather or whatever you want to, whatever you want to call it. You recognize that there is something that's there.
But you know, Mr. B, before we started, I do have a firm belief of God and all that, and He's helped me in rough times and good times and bad, whatever. But I always try to fucking put this on the plate without using the word God. You know, I believe the product I have is the right thing. You know, and I don't want to use God. I believe I don't need that coach behind me to tell somebody what's right and what's wrong. I don't. I mean, and I'm not a narcissist, man.
I'm not saying you should use it to tell somebody.
Because
God tells you what's right and what's wrong. It's written there.
But you got to start.
In the Bible, there is something called the Ten Commandments, out of which the Jewish people, in their thing, and many of our own laws are derived from, but the Jewish people have something called the Tzitzit, which is 613 individual rules and laws. Many of which are what have been the the foundation for laws in many, many countries on the face of this earth, whether or not they are Judeo-Christian based.
I don't disagree.
81% of U.S. adults in the United States believe in God.
What's that?
17% of U.S. adults say they do not believe in God.
So you said 81% believe in God?
Yes.
Okay.
In the U.S.
That would be spirituality.
Yeah, okay.
What's the other 17%?
They're knuckleheads like me, Blaze. They're knuckleheads like me that probably just don't really claim to be a spiritual person. Very much of a spiritual person. That's probably your 17%.
I'm one of those too, Donnie. You're not alone.
So,
We're part of the 17%. So
But and nobody cares what percent. And to see, there we go again, the guard thing. Let's just do something that's right. Well, what is so hard? I had this atheist I used to work for with Jeffrey B. And I'll just leave it at that. Not you, Mr. B, another one. And we'd always get in a conversation. He's like, don't use the word God. I don't want to hear it. And that's where I became. But I'm not going to pour anything down you. But they don't pour nothing down me either, with your negatives, That's
right. Touche. Absolutely,
if you ain't got nothing to goddamn say, don't say a fucking word.
No, can't do that. That's not the way the world works now. You got to be out there yelling and screaming, and you got to be,
you got to burn something down,
burn something to get attention.
Right.
That's what we taught. That's what we've taught the younger generations. That's what they've learned over the last 2 decades.
Oh, you're right, Donnie.
We don't want to talk about that though. We
Bring
never
back the
talk
fun
about
times. Kent State University,
Right. Just like there's a little town in Robstown down here. We go down there for the mariachi events the last 3 years, right? The name of their school is called the Cotton Pickers. Robstown Cotton Pickers. People got so pissed off, and they said, "I don't give a shit." That's what we used to do around here, and that's where we came from. We take cotton to make our. We still do it, so we don't give a shit. Maybe we need more of that in the world. I mean, you got to be able to stand on something, because Demas, you're asking for people to do what's right. For there to be a right, there has to be a wrong, and there has to be a standard that needs to be achieved.
Exactly. I'm not arguing that point. But I'm trying to talk to somebody without using the word God,
You don't have to.
Yeah, no, but Donnie, I got the crime rates if you want to hear them.
I don't give a shit about crime rates, Demas. Why do I have to repeat that? Crime rates mean nothing to me, because at the end of the day, the deed has been done, the evil's been done, and somebody's hurting, somebody's dead, something's wrong by my morals, by my standards, by my ethical view of the world.
Okay.
Right? Because we all got different views like that. No. So you need to have some people that are either, that's what you're asking for.
No,
and there's a lot of people that don't have.
Point of order, gentlemen. Point of order.
No.
What do crime rates have to do with God?
No, nothing.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was missing something.
Nothing. I was going back to a conversation, and I found this lovely site, and they gave me percentages, but it's all good.
Well, whatever. Go ahead.
What you're asking for is people to use their morals and ethics and make decisions using those. And to actually think about it, Demas.
No, you know what I'm looking for? Let me see if I'm spelling it right. I'm sorry. Yes.
I will.
Assimilate to society. Assimilate. That's it. The rules are out there. Just assimilate. That's all. Without God. Just what the Constitution lays out, state, local, and federal regulations. Everything's, the Army's the greatest place for any fucking book. The Army has a book on how long your nails are, how to put up a tent, what is a shovel weigh, what is a weapon weigh. Everything's laid out. It tells you how to grow your hair. Do we need to go to that? No. But the point I'm trying to make, it's real easy to be an American.
Right. Okay,
Donnie, because we only got about 4 minutes left in this show. Come on, let's give him something. You're talking about these things. All right, you and me together. Let's see if we can get him going. Jump down, turn around, pick a bale of cotton. Jump down, turn around, pick a bale of day. Pick a bale, pick a bale, pick a bale of cotton. Pick a bale, pick a bale, kick a bale of day. Oh Lord, pick a bale of cotton. Oh Lord, pick a bale of day.
Yep. All right, Demas, you want somebody to assimilate into society, and you say become absorbed and integrated into a society or culture. That's what you want, right?
That's what immigrants do when they come through Ellis Island the right way.
I'm asking, that's what you want, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, I think you're asking for the impossible. Because in order for that to happen, Demas, that means we would have to, as people, as individuals or entities of that society, we need to be willing to accept everybody else for their differences or whatever it is they do, and then you got to be able to bring them in with you and have the common courtesy or whatever to say, okay, they're there, they do their thing. We ain't ready to do that as a society because that's not what we're taught to do anymore.
No, Donnie, because we don't know their agenda, but they know our agenda, and our agenda is just let's raise a family, have a couple of kids, car, boats, do it right.
Right. But I don't understand what knowing their agenda has to do with absorbing them, because you're just asking them for them to become a part of the society and follow the norms and follow the rules. That means we all have to accept each other for who we are. Because if we don't do that, we're not going to get along and follow the damn rules. We're not going to absorb the other people.
Donnie, I have no problem with homosexuality, bisexuality, or anything like that. I just can't see a doctor cutting a boy's penis because he wanted a vagina.
Okay, but
wait a minute, Donnie. And I got the perfect example because we live in this build a family type. They had 2 boys and they wanted a girl. The last one was a boy. Guess what happened? Snip, snip. There's sick people like that in this country, in this world, man.
I understand that, Demas. But
that's not right.
Like I said before, Demas, you're asking us to absorb them as a society. I understand you don't give a shit, but there's others that do.
No,
and that's what I'm saying. As a general topic at a higher level, you have to be willing to accept them for their differences. We can't do that, so it's not going to happen.
No.
My father used to say he had 3 children, one of each. Then he'd point his finger at me and shake his hand.
Okay.
It's a joke, Daddy.
I'm just.
It's like you want a friend, go milk a bull.
It's a tough room tonight. Jesus.
Yeah, tough room. I'm just saying, Demas, you're going down a different lane. You're talking about absorption, but then you want to dictate to people what they do. That's what it sounds like. That's what it comes across.
No, I don't. I just don't think it's right for a person to chop their shit off, bro. Not at a tender age. Not at a tender age. They're getting coached to do that, Donnie. A fucking 10-year-old is not going to say he wants his shit off. He will get educated on how to do that. But you're educating him at 10 years old? Hey, Donnie.
I do have something important to say about this. Okay? You can have a lobotomy. You can have an addictomy, whichever you like. But everybody keeps saying, follow the science, follow the science. Okay, here's the science. You could be altered to whatever you want. It is in your DNA that you are still either a male or a female, whether or not you have those physical parts.
So you're saying it's still, we need to go to XY, XX chromosome, because that's what dictates male or female, right? In the DNA?
There's no way that you can change that.
It
can't be done.
No, well, I know a little something on chromosomes. We have 46. Down syndrome people have 47. So in all actuality, they should be smarter than us, but they're not. Yep, chromosomes. Now, when it comes to male and female gender, I don't know them chromosomes. But guess what? I'm going to start getting smart.
Okay, I just still don't understand, Demas, where you're saying to take everybody in, but then you're wanting them to,
No.
go your way. That's what
No.
it
No,
comes across as.
it's the
Demon.
majority. It's the majority
Demon.
way. No.
I'm just telling you what comes across after what you just said. That's the way it comes across to some people.
I'm sorry, it's not the way it comes across. The majority of the people they don't buy this. They don't. And I'm sorry. They do not buy this.
I swear, Demas, you're not.
No, I'm sorry. I don't agree with you on this one, Donnie. And we are
I believe
affirmative
that
on a
Mr.
lot
Crowley
of them.
here is correct, that the majority of Americans do not go along with this. The problem is they're being overrun, if you will, by the mob. Our country has come into a mob rules situation.
Yes.
Can I tell you one of them mob members?
Go ahead.
AOAC.
What?
Presley.
Oh, well.
That's the mob,
Yeah,
bro.
okay.
That's the mob. No, the five.
Yeah, okay. The other five, they're your mob on the left. Marjorie Green and a bunch of others that are far right on the right, they're another mob.
Hey, you know something?
They got the same bullshit. They just on the other end of the spectrum.
Yes. Do I affiliate with myself with them? No. And I'll tell you straight right here, right now, as a registered Republican, I think she's a piece of shit.
Who's this?
Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's a right winger, man. She's hard right, like AOC's a hard left.
Yeah.
I have no idea who this is, but okay. I must have missed this.
No, she's
Caucasian female, blonde hair, really loud mouth, out there yelling at people in front of the Senate, all over, the videos and all that other stuff. Big Trump fan, right there. Anytime she can take a picture with Trump, she's there. Google her, you'll find out. She's the same loudmouth, right-wing hypocrite that AOC is as the loudmouth hypocrite she is.
Are you left-leaning, Don? Are you left-leaning?
Am I left-leaning?
No,
yeah.
No, I'm pretty much down the middle.
Okay, all right.
I'll tell you, if I think it's wrong, it's wrong. If I think it's good, it's good. I don't give a shit.
Right? Independent.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That one.
We close
Fair
it up,
enough.
please.
Fair enough.
Here's
a little something from your past. Drive fast and freeze Yankee. Okay.
All right. Hey, with that being said, and all our craziness and everything, I'd like to thank everybody who tuned in tonight. Everybody on Kick that could be watching us right now. Thanks, YouTube and Facebook and Twitch viewers. And we will catch you next Tuesday. Okay, right here, Tuesday night, the way we see it. Don't forget to check out the Mr. B show tomorrow night, 8 p.m. sharp on the FFN Network. And we will catch you folks down the road.
Why do you believe what you believe? Because at some point in your life, you trusted the information that somebody was giving you. And that someone you trusted told you that a car was a car, a tree was a tree, a bird was a bird, the blue stuff above you is the sky. And that's the way that we began to determine what we believe to be a fact. Most of the things that we believe to be a fact in our lives are told to us through our stories or the news that we hear. So my question would be, if they were deceiving you with the stories they tell you, would you be able to recognize that?